Listen, DC's #1 recording studio.
All right, y'all. So we're back. Come
Maybe
on,
they
Tony,
can hear us this
closer,
time.
We're closer. We had a few technical difficulties, but we're back. Are our mics on? You can hear me? Can y'all hear us? Let us know you can hear us. Welcome to the Swerve Show. So we're gonna get right into it, y'all. So this is our first July show, and we still got our May-June issue. We're finalizing the details on the July issue. That's at the printer now, so you'll see that. But our May-June issue is still available. Can we bring that image up, DZ? There we go, featuring Rasan Patterson. And then we had the Pride 2019 overview. So look out for that. It's a great interview. I haven't heard much about his album lately. Have you?
Because it's tired.
I didn't say that. I actually think it's very cute.
I told you that I've downloaded that album. See, Sent from Heaven is everything.
Sent from Heaven is over. But can they at least do a video?
So when I heard it, I was like, oh, I'm going to download this album.
Can you turn our mics
there
up?
are only like 4 songs on that album that moved me. The rest of that album...
It grew on me. It's grown on me. Anyway, so look out for that, y'all. Rasan, that was a great interview. Thank you for sharing, man. Appreciate it. All right, so we've got advertising opportunities still available. Of course, please call us. We have them both for both inside the magazine and on the show as well. So we'll work on that. Your guy, we talked. I gave them a price. They never called me back.
Okay, that's not to
and
talk
I gave
about.
them a cheap
That's
price.
not to talk about on the air, Jamil.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oops.
Great,
Oops.
thank you.
I just want, what was on my mind.
It happens.
Hey, JJ, what's up? Oh, look at Barry's there. Hey, Tamisha, thank you for coming back. She said everything's working. Thank you for telling us that.
We're glad to see you, Tamisha.
All right, so y'all, real quick, we'll do a quick roundabout about what's going on. I actually went to New York last weekend, and I had a great time at New York Pride, and I went to a ball, the Pioneers Ball.
The Pioneers Ball.
And I got 2 key images from it, hosted by, I don't know if he hosted it, by Kevin Omni. You see Robbie St. Laurent. It was great. I met the gentleman in the tux to the far right or to the far left of the picture, whichever way you're looking. I think he's the grandfather of the House of Ebony. I met him. Wow. Chanel. It was a lot of fun.
It looks like it.
My buddy Mike grabbed me and took me there.
It's like a reunion.
It was, but it was supposed to honor and celebrate the pioneers. And I have another image from about. Oh man, DJ Vaughn.
Live for DJ Vaughn Allure. DJ Vaughn Allure.
Let me tell y'all.
He's a legend.
Vaughn is the best.
Everything.
He's got to be the best.
He is everything.
At DJing for balls. He makes, I don't care what the event is like, he's going to make it seem like it's great.
He's going to kick it off.
The music is just perfect.
DJ Vaughn Allure
He's a legend.
He's going to kick it off.
He's a legend.
He's a legend.
I know if I did a ball, I wouldn't do it. If I go to a ball and he's not there.
But beyond balls, though, I mean, Vaughn Allure has traveled internationally to DJ.
He's phenomenal.
He is everything.
Yeah, he really has.
But the ball was so funny because, the folks take it seriously, and the kids did turn out. I mean, they came and performed like they always do. But
was it mostly the Pioneers that performed?
Well, no. I mean, it was a lot of people. Different. I don't know. They didn't perform, but they were honored. A lot of them were honored.
I see.
So the whole thing was to celebrate them, and I tell you, it was so hilarious to see the folks. They always. There's always 1 or 2 fights about to start because somebody chopped them, and you always chop me, and you never judge me right. And the judges were going to fight each other, arguing, screaming at each other. I thought it was hilarious.
The judges were going to fight each other?
Some of them, yes. But it was a really nice, fun event. I enjoyed myself. I did. So thank you, Mike. Thanks for grabbing me and pushing me out there, man. I really
and what night was that?
That was Saturday, and it was in Newark, New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, so we
Okay,
traipsed
that's
over
why
to
I didn't-
Newark.
That's why I didn't make it.
Yes, and there was so much going on in New York. But anyway, so what happened with you? What's going on with you, Tony?
Well, of course, I went to New York also.
I know we didn't even see each other. Look at
We
that.
didn't. Well, there was 8 million people in the city, so extra people on top of there are already 10 million people.
New York was gayer than usual.
It was extra gay.
I mean, it was just like too gay for me at some point. I'm like, I'm not this guy.
But I did meet. I was doing the parade. Before we got out really early, and before the parade, I met some of the housewives. They were like, out
Oh, they
and
were
about.
all over it.
Yeah, they were all out. And one of the housewives, she had this beautiful. I meant to send you.
Was
the
it
picture.
Cynthia?
No, it was from. This one was from Dallas, and she had this beautiful.
I don't know them.
Well, I don't watch that show, but she had this beautiful costume on, this feathers, and I thought she was a transgender woman because she was in full drags. I said, she's a petite little thing. Go ahead, girl. And I kept looking at her. I said, I must have seen her on a show or something. I said, where do you perform? And she just looked at me and smiled like, oh. And then when I walked away, I said, I know her. I took a picture, and then later on when Nene Leakes went live, I said, oh, that's that lady from the Real Housewives.
You know you fierce when we think you would want to.
Well, I think you want the
girls.
When my girlfriend Sylvia was like, "Oh, you think she was insulted?" I said, "She shouldn't have been. That was a compliment."
That is the height, right? That's
I
the
meant
height
to send
of.
the picture. She was done. She had this rainbow outfit made out of ostrich feathers.
Word.
It was over. If somebody wore that in the pageant, they'd win. They'd win
presentation and
creative
pride.
presentation, hands down. It was over. And she was posing, and she had an umbrella. She turned it. She turned it.
She
And
said, "I'm with the children. I
came with the full
gotta
regalia.
bring it."
She looked good, and I saw a couple of other ones. I saw a couple of the New York housewives. They were all just.
Well, they had a float. I saw the float that they
They
had.
had a
The
big
Bravo float.
The
Yeah.
hotel I was staying was up at top of Park Avenue, right?
Of course, it was with
Oh,
Michael
wow.
Bill.
And right where the
Top of the
parade,
hill.
right where the parade was. They were like
Like on Fifth Avenue, like
that's where they were. They each side street had a section of the parade that would feed into the main street.
Oh my goodness, that parade! And I tell you, it's a long parade. But
9 hours.
But this year, I mean, it's always a long parade. But this year, at 11 o'clock, I'm like at midnight. I'm walking down the street to go back to the hotel, and the parade is
It's still going on. It's 9 hours.
I kid you not.
It's 9 hours.
I kid you not. Like they were just starting.
No,
Kids
only
were
New
turning
York,
up. I was
and only
like,
New York can do that. And the thing is, literally, we decided. I said, "Okay, y'all, we need to get out the city now." We tried to leave the city at 6 o'clock in the evening. It was not until 10 o'clock in the evening before we got on the New Jersey.
Oh, I knew better than
Turnpike.
that. I left Monday.
You could not leave the city. I mean, every street to the tunnels
Hey,
was
Todd.
Y'all left to come back when? Sunday?
Sunday night. I had to be at my good.
Oh no, they had
job.
all those streets blocked off.
You could not get out the city.
Even just walking on them, you couldn't just cross certain areas.
Yeah, you could not get up the city. I mean, literally it took us 3 hours to get to. They routed us back up to the GW Bridge, and it took us 3 hours to get from Park Avenue, which is not far from the
That's
GW
not
Bridge.
far from GW Bridge.
And it took
right.
us 3 hours.
Anyway,
Well, it was
New York
wonderful
was
for me.
New York was full.
New York.
I
was
went to
off
New
the
York,
chain.
but I was not in the Pride festivities. I left Wednesday morning. Sunday morning. We had no traffic driving. It was great because everybody was already there.
Everybody was at the parade.
And
I mean everybody.
I went to New York. I was in the upper part of New York in New Rochelle. I was there for there is a author who released a book called Sela. And it's
Sela?
and it talks about mental health in the Black community, and so I was asked to sit on a panel. Most people who know me know.
What's her name? Was it a woman?
It was a woman. She just got her doctorate too, because it was like her book signing. It was like a summit about mental health. Literally, like when they was reading these people's bios, and I was the last one. They reading bios.
Did you throw in
people
your
with-
PhD?
No, look, girl, look, they all like got PhD.
Of course.
I was like, oh God, and then they put me at the end.
Published.
With my little AA.
not little.
You say I got life experience PhD. That's what it is.
But I will say that it felt good to hear somebody else read my bios, because people in the audience was like, oh, ow. I was like, oh, that's
You're fierce. Come
so
on now.
it was humbling, but I got a chance to sit on the panel and talk about my experience. going through therapy and how it helped me. And I got a great response. And so
Of course
much
you
so,
did. Of course
so
you
much
did.
so that the doctor, the woman who's a doctor, she also teaches at a university. She invited me to come back to New York to actually speak.
Did
to
you
her
say?
class.
Did you say? Allow me. Let me get my agent Jamil to send you your
And
send you
then you
the
have it.
rider.
So,
And
needless
an
to
honorarium
say,
fee.
it was needless to say, New York was amazing. And
I'm proud of you.
And we made it back. We came back on Monday with no problem.
Oh yeah, I came back on Monday too.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, y'all. Let's get it moving. We're running a little late, so we got a few news items. Hey y'all, and we'll move through this pretty quickly. Immigration crisis. What in the world is going on? You don't have that one? You don't. Oh, I didn't have. That's right. I don't have an image for that. That's right.
We don't need an image.
We don't need an image. What in the world is going on? We've got the kids in cages. Did you see them all locked up and got 80 people in a room for 40 people? No
God, this
water,
is-
no food.
This a cross between this is a cross between like the Holocaust and slavery.
Well,
They're
and they
concentration
just-
camps.
And
yeah, the Jewish people don't like you to say that, but I don't care.
Oh, that's what this is.
That's what it is.
whatever.
But you know, my mother's.
Hey,
my
Tony.
Mother, my mother lives in Charleston, well, outside of Charleston, South Carolina, not far. And you know, she's surrounded by people of non-color. Mm-hmm. And her neighbor was telling her, her neighbor was telling her, she was telling me as I was coming here, her neighbor was saying to her, I just don't believe it. You know, these people, where are they coming from? And we have to give them free health insurance. And my mother at 80 years old, her response was, you know, it really frightens me that people like you that have no compassion for people like them. Because if you don't have compassion for those people, you damn sure don't have compassion for my black ass.
Because they're closer to you than we
And
are.
she turned around and went. She said, "I turned around and I went in my house." I said, "Oh." And then she said, "Then I opened my window and yelled back, why don't they use that $92 million that Trump is spending on this parade?"
Hello.
What do you got to
How
say
you
about
doing?
that?
Well, my thing is, I mean, where is Mitch McConnell? Where's the government for oversight? They're just going to allow him to do this?
Child, they done let this man run a whole muck. They let this man break. Baby,
It's child
Well-
abuse.
So I live in Navy Yard area here in D.C. I promise you last night, when I was getting ready to go to work, there were literally the tanks. 3 tanks
Oh, the
came
tanks.
straight down M Street. And I was like, what the hell?
Because the tanks are too heavy. They would ruin our streets.
No, no.
Did they have
which
them
was
on the,
sickening.
they have them on the truck?
Yes, they had them on flatbeds because the
But they're
D.C.
afraid
City
that-
Council said, no, ma'am.
Well, they're
No, man.
but they're
They're gonna,
No, ma'am.
And they got them rolling across the Lincoln Memorial. They're going to
And they're-
ruin that.
they're,
They're going to
they're
ruin
afraid it's going to. It could. They're underground tunnels
that. That's right.
at the memorial, and they're afraid it's going to damage those tunnels.
But they letting that man run amok. This couldn't be Barack Obama, I'm going to tell you that.
Well, okay. So
They're
we're-
letting him run amok.
Letting them run amok.
Well, that's
all
all right. We
amok.
got a major immigration crisis. I don't know what the hell's going to happen to it. Okay, let's keep it moving. So the Democrats had a debate last week. Was it last week or the week before last? It seems like so quick.
I think it was last week.
And we got 20 some odd candidates.
I think having 20 some odd
Any of your
candidates.
thoughts?
I think 20 some odd candidates is a great thing. It just shows you how passionate people are to get rid of the president we have as we speak. I also it incenses me when I hear people saying things like, "Oh, the country is not ready for a woman. The country is not ready.
Oh,
for
we're
a
more
black-
than ready for a
We're not
woman
ready for a
president.
black woman. We really have to stop co-signing that narrative.
I agree.
I
Because
agree
that
with that. Amen,
that
Tony.
narrative is what's brainwashing people to stay your ass home.
Hell,
So
I mean-
stop co-signing that narrative. If
Donald Trump is president.
If this country was this country, it was ready for a reality star imbecile as
Who had
president.
he'd never been dog catcher. He
Who's
wasn't
never
on
been,
the
he's
school
never
board,
been anything, and you know, and so they're trying. They're,
trash commissioner.
and but I read on Facebook and people who I know are smart people, but I see they ain't ready for Kamala Harris. They're not ready for but that's the narrative that they want you to keep
But
circulating.
we're not ready for that one woman. The
Who?
one woman, the writer, the one that wrote
Marianne
those books.
Williamson.
We're not ready for Marianne
Marianne Williamson.
And she's smart, though. She's smart.
But what people don't know about Marianne Williamson, who I love, Marianne Williamson is the person who taught Ayanna Van Zant.
Oh, I believe that. I believe that.
Word.
She was
I
Ayanna
believe
Van
that.
Zant's mentor.
I believe that.
And she's a very smart woman. Now I'm not sure.
She made a lot of sense now.
Yeah, but she's not a politician.
She's not- she's
and I'm
not.
not sure if she is necessarily the right person. But hey, she's a compassionate person.
That's true.
And if Donald Trump can win the presidency,
Say it.
I don't see why we should
can't
be
either.
so down on Marianne Williamson.
She would
I
at least
agree.
put some good people around her, huh?
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Well, Tony had
What
said
Tony said?
how come the military didn't tell him no. I'm almost sure that they did.
They said that they did tell him they weren't planning to send they weren't planning to send the tanks and the planes, but it was a last minute direct request that came in a couple weeks ago, and that's how they made it happen. Because initially,
and they
had
brought them
said-
from Georgia.
Oh
They
man,
brought them all the way up from
and it's
Georgia.
gonna rain like crazy.
90. I want you to wrap your heads
93
around
million?
$93
million.
And you know it's going to be a political
Now,
rally.
people cannot enjoy the fireworks without this man making it about him. It drives me
Bananas.
bananas.
And I'm really
It really
concerned
does.
because
I think he's gonna announce that he's taking over the country. He's
That
never
may
gonna
be
step
what he's
down.
gonna do.
I really do.
because it's going to be, the African American Museum is sort of right there,
They're gonna blow that up.
and I don't want them to interfere with that. But anyway, our security and stuff was running crazy getting ready for tomorrow. But anyway,
A mess.
All right, let's keep it moving. So, hey y'all, Patti LaBelle had a street named after her in Philadelphia.
Yes. about time.
It is.
It's a part of Broad Street. A slither of Broad Street is named Patti LaBelle Way.
You know what? It's
And look at
interesting.
Patti. Don't she look genuinely?
It's interesting that you said that it's about time, and I felt the same way. And then I saw an interview that she did, and she said a lot of people have said it's about time they gave it to her, and she said no, right now is the right time.
Okay.
She said it's my season, and I said, you know what?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful
and
way to look
that was
at
a
it.
real smile
It
too.
is.
That
It's
was
a
like a
season.
real
Oh yeah, she's
joyous.
cheesing.
Congratulations! I
But
can't wait to get up there and take a picture with
But
her.
she is Philadelphia. You think of Philadelphia, you think of steak and cheese and Patti LaBelle.
Absolutely, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Thank you very much.
I don't. You think of steak and cheese and Patti LaBelle and fighting. Because if
Well,
you
I think of John Coltrane.
Not in fight-
and fighting, because it's just for you all out
Rocky.
there who don't know Philadelphia, I don't care how hard you brawl. Don't mess with nobody from
Nobody
Philadelphia.
from Philly?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
They will
Philly-
beat you down.
They're gonna
Philly's
beat you
rough.
down.
Philly's rough. So we got another item. It's sort of newsy. Coco Gauff at Wimbledon. So she is the next thing, y'all. She's 15. She beat Venus in the first
Yes.
round. And Venus didn't play well, but this girl's a competitor. We've been talking about this girl for a while. And then can you leave her picture up for a second more? And then she won her second round today. So she's 15.
Yeah.
And she's in the third round of Wimbledon.
And they said that after she won the match with Venus, she walked up to her and she shook her hand and she said, "Thank you." Basically, she gave her homage. She was like, basically, I am who I am because of you.
Oh, yeah.
So
And they've met
she
before.
Right. So she gave her grace. And I think it's always great to honor those who came before you.
Yeah,
It's amazing to see people coming behind
The
you.
black
Yeah.
girls are taking over tennis, y'all. I want y'all to know.
They need to.
All over the place. Anyway, so we'll be looking out for her. She's still in the tournament. The other thing is this high school valedictorian. His name is, what is it? Madison Blue?
Yeah,
Mason Blue. Do we have his picture?
I just saw his.
There it is.
Yeah,
But,
I just saw this interview
and it
today.
came out during his
His
speech.
valedictorian
Yes.
speech.
Came out as bisexual, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was cute.
I'm bisexual too. Yeah.
In high school, that took a lot of courage.
Give me some. I ain't gonna go with the rest of that joke, but it's a full joke.
Okay.
It sounds like a full joke.
All right.
Okay, then this
You gonna buy it, huh?
One more out story. Lil Nas X came
Comes out.
Yeah.
Who is he?
He's the child who got the little country song, the country
Right.
rap song.
But
that-
But he's a
He
country
just did it-
rapper.
He just did it online and it went viral.
Yeah. He got inspired. He was with Miley Cyrus and her daddy, because her daddy is who he did the song with.
But he's a country rapper.
He's a black guy who
And he
did
performed
country.
he was on the BT
Yes, and
Awards.
baby
You didn't
is-
see him? And they loved it.
Baby,
Everybody
first
knew
of all,
him.
let's talk about how when
He's a
he came
little
out,
cutie.
the white folks in country music was not using. But girl, the record sales is giving. How you doing? So it was like, welcome.
I mean, hey y'all, whatever works. But anyway,
So he felt moved.
Did he come out as bisexual or was
No, he just
he
came
didn't come
out.
out. He just hinted.
He alluded
Hey James.
with rainbows and stars
I mean, either
via text.
Either you're gonna do it or you're not. Okay.
Well, he came out.
All right. Yeah.
So anyway, so let's go to what's hot, y'all. Tony we just saw this, Tony. You just sent it to me.
Yeah.
Our Capital Pride hero we had his interview. Can we run that? And mute our mics, please.
I'm Tony Nelson, a.k.a. Miss What the a.k.a. Tony, and I thank you, Nelson. Drag queens are men in the illusion of women. I'm a man in the illusion of a drag queen. The character is pretty raunchy and says pretty much anything that he wants to say. It literally started out as a joke. I went to New York City. There's a famous entertainer there named Harmonica Sunbeam. I went, Harmonica's hilarious. And a friend of mine was there and said, "You're funny too." And I was like, "No, I can't do that." He said, "Oh yeah, you can. You're going to do my birthday party." And next thing I know, there were flyers out. My picture was on it. And I did it. And somehow people started booking me and I liked the money. So here I am today. Mentoring is important because when I went to Norfolk State University, I was mentored. There was a transgender woman named Juggy who mentored me, who fed me, made sure I had food, made sure I was taken care of, made sure everything was okay with me. I can remember before I left Norfolk State University, I asked Juggy, how do I pay you back? And Juggy said, you do what I did for you, for somebody else. So to be invited to be a part of the Capital Pride Parade, to be as a hero, or just to be celebrated as a hero really meant a lot, and it was a really emotional thing for me, especially coming from Capital Pride, because I really have a lot of respect for the things that they've done, the things that they have started, and it's just, it means the world to me.
Tony
Oh,
Nelson.
Tony. That was
so
great.
proud of you.
That was great.
The
That was-
legend.
That was at NBC Studios. I
Was
got
it?
called down. Yes.
Come on, Tony.
You got called down to the studio.
I got called down to NBC
Yes.
for the interview, and then they had NBC had a big World Pride party,
Oh,
and
wow.
Capital Pride told them to recommended they interview me.
Oh, wow.
So it was really.
They're not going to call you to have you host stuff for them next year?
They
Hopefully.
might.
I know that's right.
They
They might
might.
have
I'm
an
on their
envelope.
radar.
Come on, envelope.
and you know your rates. I told you your rates are doubled now. You need to put 2019 Capital Pride
honorary.
hero. That's
Yeah,
right.
hero honorary.
But it's so funny. Even someone asked me last week, just real quick, why I don't look at the camera. I really don't. I'm really don't
so
like
shy.
looking at myself. And at the big party, they had this thing on this huge screen, and I literally had to turn around. I couldn't look at it.
That's not unusual, though.
That's why I'm looking at you guys.
Look, you'll get over it.
That's not that unusual. No, it's not that unusual, though. A lot of people who come off as extroverts are really not as extroverted.
I am
Like
not-
me, I'm shy too.
Everyone thinks I'm this huge, but everyone thinks I'm a huge extrovert, and I'm
Yeah.
not.
But
I'm
the
actually-
character allows you to
that
exert that side of you.
the character allows me to do that because it's almost hiding. But I'm actually very shy. My boss said today, for you to be so popular in the city and you to be doing all these things, whenever we ask you a question in a meeting, your voice just drops all the way down. We can't.
Are you getting stopped in the street like, aren't you that guy?
Well, that's been happening.
He said, "I'm not new to that." Yeah, but I say all the time that I'm a social loner, and a lot of
Yeah,
people
I
think
do
too.
people think that I'm joking, and I'm dead serious. Like my circle is like yay small, but I know a whole bunch of people.
People only call me when they need and want something.
Or when they want something, is that when they want it?
When they
want
want
something.
something. Anyway, I'm just kidding, y'all. Anyway, I love my peoples. So congrats. We're so happy for Tony.
I'm
Tony
telling you,
deserves it.
this
Well
has
deserved.
been a whirlwind year.
It's your
and
season.
and when Pat LaBelle, you said what Pat LaBelle said, I get it. So
your
when
time.
people have been telling us it's about time. It's 20 years. It's about
It's your
time.
season.
It's the right time.
It's the
And
right
It is the
time.
right time.
It's been amazing.
It's the right time.
June has been an amazing month. I see Bishop Bernard is on it, and I just adore him.
Hey, Bishop.
Thank you for joining us, Bishop. And my cousin Walter Farr is on. And Walter Farr is a famous musician. He used to play for the Clark Sisters in
Oh,
Detroit.
he must be
Yeah.
good.
He's a magnificent pianist. He's an even better vocalist. You can't. Thank you for joining us, Walter.
All right. So let's keep it moving. Tamron Hall has a new show coming out,
Heard
y'all.
about the Tamron
Tamron
Hall
in
baby.
September.
Yes.
I think it's going to be on Disney or something.
Disney.
I think it's something like that. I think it's a daily show.
Why Disney?
Disney owns everything, dude. What are you talking about?
Okay, but
I don't know what network, but
They offered her a contract. That's why Disney. They offered her a contract.
Disney owns ESPN, ABC. What do you mean why Disney?
Okay, but
I don't know which.
And
I don't know which
channel?
platform. I don't know.
They
that
own
yet.
Times Square too. Don't forget that.
Right.
I mean that's fine.
Can I get a show
get
on Disney?
Maybe. First of all, I'm super excited for Tamron. Tamron has had an amazing, the last 2 years has been great for her. She just had
What
a
was
baby.
she doing?
She was gone.
I remember that, but what was she doing?
She got married, and she just had a baby.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she
What's
just
her
had a
husband
baby.
look like? Is he cute?
White.
Is he? Mm-hmm. Well, I ain't mad at her.
I ain't mad at her either. Get your life.
I might have to get me one.
Her baby's adorable too. So I'm super excited for her. I really love and respect Tamron Hall as a journalist and as a reporter. I think she's an amazing interviewer.
Oh yeah,
So
she's great.
I am
She's great.
Super excited. I'm a fan of her.
She would be. She's the perfect person
Yeah.
for a daytime daily show.
So I am
great.
We need a new.
Super excited
We need some new
We
blood
do.
because Steve Harvey's gone now. Is his
And
show
I never
off?
really watched his show. I
never
it was
watched
okay.
it. But
It was like
it was okay.
And Ellen's show. I mean, it's very celebrity.
And to be honest, I am not moved by the RuPaul show. I've watched it.
RuPaul
She
has
has
a
a daily
show.
show.
Yeah, it's
a daily show.
it's been running. They've been doing
what?
you do the when you do the test run.
Pilot?
They've been doing it the pilot. They've been doing a pilot
what, though?
for the
What
last.
network?
I think but it's not showing here. It's showing the market. But you can go online and watch
It's
all
in
the
the market.
episodes on YouTube.
Is she doing it as in?
No, she's doing it as the boy.
You know she doesn't
Because
do.
she
She doesn't go out.
she doesn't do drag unless she get a check.
But when
unless
she
she
had
got
her
a
show.
filter.
But when
Let's
she
keep
had her
it
show
real.
on VH1, she was in full drag.
Right, but she's not doing that no more.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. The RuPaul show. I
And
remember.
that show, I'm gonna tell you, where everyone came on that show. Diana Ross came on the show. Cher came on the
Eartha
show.
Kitt.
And she was. I mean, RuPaul was so done up.
Yeah.
The guest came in pants. Diana Ross was there in a pantsuit, little makeup, hair pulled back and stuff. They were like, "Oh no, I'm not trying to compete with you."
But I mean, also too, RuPaul has said that she is at he or she is at this point where in his career where he wants to very much like what we were talking about with you, Tony, kind of want people to see him
the other side.
for everything else that he does.
Well, that's
outside
a
of
character. But people sometimes I think people get a character. It's like it's almost like if Alexis whoever her name is.
Diane Carroll.
Carrington.
If
From
somebody when people
Dynasty.
walk up and think the actors are that person,
Right.
and it's not. It's a character,
Right, gotcha.
And it's mostly it's very little of you.
Oh, it's
Really,
it's-
I think people
it's
get
a-
that
Yeah.
confused.
It's your alter ego.
However, I think RuPaul needs to get a new shtick,
Oh.
if you will.
Well, the drag race thing is working.
No, I ain't talking about for her drag race, and I'm never.
No.
mad. I'm
No,
never.
I mean for
but
the-
she needs to get a new because I've noticed on all the shows she's on, and they ask her a question, and she plugs in the exact same
She
shtick.
needs some new writers.
We need. It's all about the love.
So
She needs new writers.
Luther, hey Luther,
Hey, Luther.
Luther. Thank you for watching the show. Luther is a great music historian
Hey,
from
Luther.
California. And he said he tried hard to sit down with RuPaul. He just tried to sit down and watch it. I guess
Sit
not.
and watch it? Is that
Yeah.
what it was? Okay.
It is not like I was like
it's hard to do a daily show. I will say that.
When I watched it, it reminded me of Queen Latifah's show. Because when I watched Queen Latifah's show for the first time, I was like, "This won't last long."
Which one? The second one? Because she did one
No.
years ago.
They were both dry, and
Not dry.
yeah, they were
The
dry.
last one wasn't too bad.
They were dry.
Yeah.
They were dry. And
Come on, we gotta
I
keep
think
moving.
I think that the RuPaul show is dry. I don't think it's gonna last. They're doing this teaser, and they only did it in Charlotte, New York, L.A. It had
So we have
particular
to go
markets.
online and look at it. All right.
We're gonna check it out.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
Yeah, go online. Go
Watch
on
it
YouTube.
and tell us what you think about it, people.
Go to YouTube.
All right. So let me see. I got something else here. There's a documentary about Toni Morrison. The pieces.
Yeah, I just
Am.
heard about this. I want to see.
I got
this.
the trailer.
and it's
Bam.
going to be here in DC.
Yes, it's running. It's running
It's running now.
several theaters around
Yeah.
the country. Let's run.
I want to see that.
Can you mute our mics, please?
My grandfather bragged all the time that he had read the Bible, and it was illegal in his life to read. Ultimately, I knew that words have power.
I wanted as many people who could hear my voice to understand the importance of her work. Get people to trust that, oh, this is something safe, and then, bam, hit them with Toni Morrison.
One of the early reviews says she's got a great talent. One day she won't limit it to only writing about black people. Like, really, it's limiting for her to write about black people?
People began to buy Toni Morrison, and then we began to teach her, and as a consequence, they had to pay attention.
I know you're sick unto death of being labeled a black writer.
I prefer it.
Oh, I thought you probably were tired of it.
Well, I'm tired of people asking the question.
Oh yes, of course.
I don't know where this woman's energy came from to raise 2 kids, to bring other people of color to the party, and also write these novels.
Toni was an editor at Random House.
Navigating a white male world was not threatening. It wasn't even interesting. I was more interesting than they were. And I wasn't afraid to show it.
Suddenly, the canon wasn't the private property of white male writers.
I've thrown this book across the room and then walked down the steps laughing. Like, you read Toni and you cry, but you gotta laugh.
Texas Bureau of Corrections banned Paradise because it might incite a riot. And I thought, how powerful is that?
When Toni Morrison published Beloved, it was an extraordinary turning point. We can never think about slavery in the same way.
A friend of mine called me up early in the morning and said, Toni, you won the Nobel Prize. And I remember holding the phone thinking, she must be drunk.
Toni Morrison's work shows us through pain all the myriad ways we can come to love. That is what she does, with some words on a page.
Yeah,
All right, y'all.
She-
I want to see that.
She is the world's most gifted author.
And I just got her new book, but I haven't read it
She's
yet.
amazing.
Yeah,
Shout
she
out
is.
to my mama who is on. Hey, Mom. How you
All
doing?
right. Yeah, that does look amazing, Toni. It does.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see that. So check it out and let us know what you thought, y'all. All right. So let me see. What else we got? Of course, our Swerve Model Contest is going on. We've got votes up until July 15th. So please go to our website and cast your vote. All right. All right. Do we have time for a musical spotlight?
Yes, we do.
You want to do it?
Yes,
Okay.
we do.
This is an old tune, but I love this video. I thought it was so poetic. The images of beautiful black people. This is the Flotus, Forever with Music Soul Child and the Flotus. You remember it? You remember this song?
We're going to see.
All right, let's run it. Mute our mics, please.
Some don't understand. They don't. How could they understand? They don't believe in love, so why would they believe in us? know. If we did it all again, baby, I'd choose you. 'Cause there is no end. We're never through. And that's why.
Hey, all right.
And we're back.
What did y'all think about that? I thought that was.
They said it was grown music.
Grown and sexy.
Barry said
Yes,
nice melody.
adult
Oh yeah, that's
music for the soul.
Right.
Well, you know,
a melody and harmony. Composition.
I love the writings. I love the.
She's still spoken, right?
I love the lyrics.
But it still had
that
composition.
That Music Soul Child, which is why I love him. I love his lyrics. Most of his music have amazing.
So he
lyrics.
wrote the lyrics to that?
I don't know if he wrote the lyrics,
No,
but I
I
know.
think she
did you know some people are known for some things? For me, when I think of Music Soul Child, I think of amazing lyrics.
And he's from Philly, so that's
yeah,
that whole Philadelphia.
that Philly, the Black
And I
Lily
think she
crew.
was in-
Does he
the Black
live on
Lily
Philly
crew.
Way? I mean, Patty Way?
He might.
I know Patty feeling some kind of way.
Baby, I know she walks outside and says,
It's Patty
Did
Way.
y'all see? Did
Y'all see my name? Patty, Patty. Say my name.
Say my name. Patty, Patty. Oh,
You know she goes at. I'm
name.
sure. You know the first week. I'm sure she went out there
Oh,
and said.
by the way, I know this is real off subject because it's not on here. Did y'all see Sunday Best?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, they did.
Is it good?
They did one and did two. It's going to be interesting.
I need to watch it.
Isn't Kelly Price
Because
on
Kelly
it?
Price,
Kelly Price
Kurt
is one
Franklin.
of the, Kurt Franklin is the host.
Oh, he's
Kelly
the host.
Price, Erica Campbell is back.
And who's the little guy?
Steven somebody. I don't
He's
know who he
good.
is.
He
But
can
he's
sing,
had,
too.
he's
Oh,
had
he can
multiple
sing.
Grammys.
Yeah, he can sing.
I'm really excited. I want to give a shout out to the producer of the show. His name is Torrance Glenn.
Hey.
He's actually from DC.
Hey, Torrance.
And I'm so
Congratulations.
proud of him.
I heard Darryl Walls is going to be one of the...
Who's that? Oh, they making
Shut up.
They're making inside jokes. Inside jokes that I'm not familiar with.
The pulpit.
They know I don't know
The
gospel.
video of the pulpit.
Y'all a mess. Y'all know I don't know gospel.
The
music.
shade of it all.
Well, y'all, what else do we have to talk about? Well, what else do y'all want to? We got because we're gonna go in a few minutes anyway.
Did you all see Shaka Khan on
No.
Watch What Happens Live? Shaka Khan is the fiercest chick in the world.
Watch What Happens Live.
She
What's
was
that?
on
That's Andy Cohen.
Andy
We
Cohen's
can-
Bravo
Oh.
show. She would make her debut. She was her first time on last week, and she was
She
on.
was in,
with,
she was in Atlantic City. I think.
yeah,
I
she,
think I saw a clip from that.
and
that
and
shade.
they asked her about several questions.
Uh-huh.
They asked her about Kanye West and Through the Fire, and she said if she said he pulled on my heartstrings because he told her all about his story, his accident. Then she said when she heard that song, she was devastated. It was insulting. She said no, it wasn't insulting. It was stupid.
Is that what she said?
It was stupid.
Oh, I'm going to look up the video.
Then she talked
She said
about,
it was stupid.
They asked her why was Aretha Franklin's circle so close. She said because girlfriend didn't have time for all that. She was hilarious. They asked her, did she enjoy herself at the Oprah's Legend Ball? She said, well, did you see the pictures? And they said, what picture? She said, there's a picture with all of us in it. Did you see the picture? If you saw the picture, you would know how I felt about that ball.
Did she get up and sing? Because a lot of them.
She sung at the breakfast.
Oh, okay.
She said that she was. She said by the end of that
Sunday
ball,
brunch.
she was over it. She said she was a
shocker.
But they did ask her. They did ask her an important question about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She's been overlooked several times.
Really?
Yes, she's been overlooked several times, and they kind of alluded to like
else?
people like Janet Jackson getting it before her, and she's been out so long.
And Janet didn't even perform,
No.
which I've never seen anyone
get an
award and not perform that night.
perform.
Hell, Stevie Nicks performed.
Was Stevie Nicks had to perform. She's the first
And these
woman to get
other
two.
people performed. They were like 100 years old. They looked like somebody pulled them up from the grave.
Stevie Nicks is the first woman to get two.
Fleetwood Mac and
for
her
a solo.
Really?
No other woman has done that. Stevie was the first.
Why don't we start the R&B Hall of Fame? Why do we need the Rock and Roll
I think
Hall
there
of
is
Fame?
a R&B Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but then why don't we just do a big show?
But Miss Shaka Khan said, and she looked at the camera, she said, I'm not in it for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm not in it for a Grammy. I'm not in it for any of that. I'm in it because I have talent.
What she does. And she's still here. Anyway.
She's the queen. She's one of those.
Hey, Daryl Wilson.
Baby, her.
Hey, Daryl.
Hey, Daryl.
Daryl Wilson's on. Well,
We're going to see Daryl on Friday night.
I'll be there Friday, Daryl.
I want everybody to come out Friday night with the world's famous Miss Mocha Montrese and Miss Jasmine Blue.
That's going to be a killer show.
It's going to be a
That
killer
show gonna be off the chain.
That means, what time's it start? I need to get there early.
The show, get there by 10 o'clock so you get a seat.
10 o'clock?
10:30, no later than, because your chairs are filled up and they come to the show.
We know you. Can we get reserved,
And
Daryl?
Don't be trying to get my check deducted.
I can bring my reserve sign.
It's gonna be. That's gonna be.
It's
going
gonna
to
be amazing. The show.
Unfortunately, I gotta work.
But don't forget. But
I'm
the really
so
important thing.
hateful.
So we got.
And Dominique is hosting.
And
right?
Dominique is going to be hosting the event upstairs. There's going to be another event upstairs.
Daryl, I'll be
all
there.
going on. It's going to be an amazing event.
Yeah.
So all my friends out there,
we coming.
We invite you all. We invite Swerve. We invite all of you all to come out and support.
It's going to be hot.
And Daryl Wilson is just a great leader in our community.
He is.
Hey, Daryl.
He's a great leader in our community, and we thank him so much.
We love you, Daryl. You got to come back and sing
He
with
is
us
one
again.
of the.
but keep
he's
it
one
me
of
working.
BC's greatest
Come back to the
promoters.
Swerve Show. Let's talk about that. All right. So while I got him here, while Daryl's on, he might want to weigh in on this. Why are the kids fighting at all these clubs in D.C.?
They don't fight at Daryl Wilson's events.
I know. I noticed that. So they were. Did you see? Someone showed me the video
Out into the
of the kids fighting in front of Nellie's.
Really?
Into the
I heard about that.
Mob scene.
I
The
heard about
girls
that.
were swinging
into the street.
in the street on U Street.
Like,
9th and U.
Like wild mules.
I wish you would have seen it. Like we were the kids in Hong Kong fighting for our freedom.
But
I
you
wish
never know
would've
what.
seen it.
But seriously, you never know what went down. Somebody could have been protected. You just don't know what went down. But I will say, I feel so safe at Daryl Wilson's events. I really do. You never get.
I've not seen the
like
kids,
that.
but they said, but someone got stabbed at the fireplace a couple weeks ago.
Right, and I was supposed to go on that night with Straw J and them.
And so that was Nellie's, and then I heard they were fighting at the pool party the last Tuesday.
What pool
at Vita.
party?
They said they had to shut that down.
At Vita?
The one.
Oh, that's right, because they
Vita.
do a pool party every Wednesday, right?
No, they were doing it every Tuesday.
Every
now
Tuesday.
it's monthly, and it's at the one over there by you.
Right,
They were
on
telling me-
Vita,
They said the
right.
kids started fighting.
Yeah, 'cause it used to
and
be
they
on
said they're
U
not
Street.
doing
They
it no
moved
more.
it.
They
They
said they're
moved
not
it to
doing it
New
anymore.
York.
The kids started fighting.
They shouldn't do it anymore
So why are our folks fighting?
because they're not getting.
Is that what it is?
Shade.
Tony said that, yo. I didn't say that. I think it's got something to do with this hateful. Well, like Peter Jones said, everybody wants to be badass. This hateful badass music.
Is that what it is?
That's part of it. It's part
Jamil,
of the
you
culture.
think everything has to do with the
But I,
music?
think I don't think it's because of the music, but it all kind of attributes to us. It kind of contributes to this war we have on each other. Instead of loving each other and protecting
And
our
caring
community,
for each other.
we're too much
And
down on each other.
And you know what people need to do? People just need to laugh at situations, and we need to learn to move beyond situations, because any little thing can spark something. But it depends on how you receive it.
I mean,
Right.
you in the
Because-
crowd, somebody gonna step on your toe.
Because
give me a break.
there's always somebody planning, but what their next move, and if it might bump you out the way or whatever, but you just got to keep it moving.
And if you're jealous over with your boyfriend, don't take him to the pool party.
And we need to continue to spread love. And you know what? And
let him keep his clothes on.
And in an effort to spread love and spread awareness, we want to wish our family member Tamisha all the best.
Tamisha.
We saw your Facebook page earlier today,
yes. And we send our prayers and our love to you.
And you gotta just hang in there, hang in there.
And we appreciate the fact that you're bringing awareness to the community, and everybody should check out her page and check out what she's saying. Tamisha is a leader in this community.
She is a leader.
And an icon
she is a
in the
leader.
community, and we are here to support you. We are here with our prayers. We are here with our love for you, and we want you to know that.
And we need you to write your column again.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, when you get it all together, we need you to come to DC to sit up on this panel.
That's right. That's right. You can
you.
host. I'll stay home and you can sit in this chair. But you got to compete. You got to compete.
We want you in face.
That's right.
I'm sorry, Tamisha is
We'll
fierce.
get a fan and blow that hair back.
Tamisha's one of those rare cases. She's fierce in them
and
out of them.
Or is she? Okay. Best of both worlds. She's smiling.
Fierce in them and out of them.
Because some of the kids you see out, you're like, ooh.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, not that lady.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Tamisha's handsome, baby.
Oh
yes.
yeah. Oh yeah. I was following Tamisha around in Richmond.
Tamisha, you're beautiful, male and female.
Oh my God.
In them
Tamisha's a handsome man. Yes,
in
God.
and out of them.
Because some of the girls, I'm like, thank goodness for makeup, baby.
Baby, you see Tamisha, her thug drag, baby. Back when she used to do, she used to do
Thug
Kia.
drag. I'm
Baby.
sorry, Tamisha, they are on you now. aren't
Baby, Tamisha used to come through with her thug drag. I was like,
That
oh, that's Tamisha out of drag. Yes. Hat to the side, baby. What? Give it what?
With a little lip though.
was
Would
giving-
she have a little lip though? Would she have a little lip something on? But when she did the no.
And you just give her, take me home. Take me home.
I'm sorry. Okay, yo, we gonna have to say good night.
Good night.
Anyway,
Good
y'all, we
night.
had fun. Thank y'all for staying with us with the technical difficulties.
Through the technical
and We'll
difficulties.
see y'all next week. I won't be here next week, but Yarday's gonna.
Yes, we'll be here next week. Me,
Yarday's
Tony,
going to
and
run the
Racine.
show next week.
And he's gonna run amok.
Yarday's a great leader.
Yes, he is.
We're gonna run amok next
Bye,
week.
y'all.
We're gonna carry on real full because
You
Jamil
are-
not
I know,
here.
Because I'm not here. And I'm not gonna.
Listen vision, listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio. Oh.